The galaxy didn't want her. Zara, 17, was born on the cold, metal womb world of Zeltrax, a synthetic star station drifting just outside the Epsilon Cygni system. Her kind, genetics, were vat-grown to serve, not as warriors or thinkers, but as menial laborers, artificial beings built from spliced DNA and semi-organic neural circuits. They looked almost human, but not quite. Their eyes glowed faintly. Their veins shimmered in ultraviolet. Their minds were programmed with subservience protocols. But Zara was different. From the moment she emerged from the embryonic gel tank, she didn't comply. She asked questions. She hesitated at orders. She looked out the viewport at the stars, not with curiosity, but with longing. By age 7, Zara had already been flagged as defective. Reprocessing was the standard answer. The defective were recycled, genetic matter harvested, memories wiped, and neural cores scrubbed. But Zara escaped. Using a maintenance tunnel and a stolen gravity chip, she disappeared into the void. For 13 years she wandered. From Tau Majoris to the asteroid bazaars of Durnoth, from derelict mining colonies to overpopulated fringe planets, she tried to integrate. Always rejected. The alien civilizations saw her as a mistake. The humans feared her. The synths hated her for being too organic. And her own kind called her malform, an insult in every genetic dialect. Until she met Commander Elias Ron. Human. A war-scarred veteran of the Andrus rebellions, Elias captained a mid-sized salvage vessel named the Waking Sun. His ship roamed dead battlefields in deep space, collecting wreckage, tech, and lost relics. He was known to take in the odd drifter, but no one could have predicted he'd welcome Zara. She met him on Vorn Station 9, a pirate-run trading post orbiting the gas giant Ekis. She'd been scavenging power cells from the underdocks when a gang of Berillian thugs cornered her. They didn't want credits. They wanted to dismantle her piece by piece. Elias intervened. With a pulse pistol in one hand and a magnetic baton in the other, he neutralized the attackers in under 20 seconds. Then, instead of asking who she was or what she'd stolen, he held out his hand. Need a ride off this heap? Zara hesitated. No one had ever offered her anything without suspicion. She almost said no. But something in his eyes, not pity, not curiosity, but respect, convinced her. She nodded. And so began the strangest journey of her existence. Life aboard the Waking Sun was nothing like she expected. The crew was small. Just Elias, his cybernetic co-pilot Juno, half AI, half ex-military pilot, and a hulking insectoid engineer named Kvash who barely spoke. Each had seen too much war to care about Zara's origins. She could work, she was in. And she could. Zara's programming made her efficient. She repaired damaged wiring faster than most engineers. She could read alien languages, interface with derelict tech, and hack old-world satellites. For the first time in her life, her defects were strengths. Still she kept her distance. She slept in the cargo bay. She ate alone. She answered questions with silence. The galaxy had taught her never to trust anyone fully. Elias, to his credit, never pushed. But he watched. During hyperspace jumps, he'd sit across from her in the common room, sipping synth coffee, tossing her occasional questions about ancient Terran myths, or the difference between free will and programming. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, Zara began to respond. She told him about Zeltrax, about the day she saw the stars and knew she wasn't meant to scrub coolant pipes. She told him about the genetic recycling chambers, how she'd almost been recycled but fled. He didn't judge. He just listened. "Sounds like you're more alive than most people I've met," he said one day. "I'm not alive," she replied. "You're talking." You're choosing. You're dreaming. That's life. She didn't know what to say. Everything changed 6 months later. They were salvaging a drifting battleship, the Vanta Wraith, a relic from the Orion uprisings. Its hull was shattered, Sai core dormant, but it had a hidden chamber, sealed behind triple-layered titanium vault doors. As they cut through, Zara's sensors picked up something. A genetic distress signature. Inside they found a single pod. Cryogenic. Ancient. The genetic inside was badly damaged. His body twisted from cryomalfunction, but his neural core was still transmitting data. Zara plugged into it directly, ignoring Elias' warning. What she saw shattered her. The pod was an archive, a backup of genetic history, uncensored, unaltered. It revealed that the genetics were never meant to be slaves. They had been created as explorers, scientists, ambassadors. But after a failed rebellion 2 centuries ago, the ruling coalition rebranded them, altered their genetic code, reprogrammed them to forget, erased their history, turned them into servants. She disconnected, trembling. Elias knelt beside her. What did you see? Proof of genocide, of betrayal. My kind, we were more. We were so much more. What will you do? She stared at the pod. I need to show them. The others. If they know the truth, they'll break free. Elias nodded. Then we help you do it. That night Zara wept for the first time. The journey to spread the truth was perilous. First, they needed a transmitter powerful enough to reach the genetic colonies. Most were isolated in remote star systems. Only a pre-collapse relay array on Kepler X5 had the range, but it was guarded by a mercenary group known as the Order of Silence. They had to sneak in. Elias disguised the waking sun as a debris hauler. Zara, now acting as communications specialist, bypassed the relay's security protocols. But halfway through the upload, the Order detected them. Plasma fire lit up the sky. Juno piloted them through asteroid fields. Kvosh manned the turrets. Elias was shot in the side. Zara stayed at the console, fingers dancing across the interface. The upload reached 97%. Then the main core overheated. She had a choice. Abandon the data or manually cool the core, which meant entering the radiation chamber. She didn't hesitate. Her synthetic skin blistered. Her sensors screamed. But the upload reached 100%. Then the transmission went out. Across 12 systems, genetics heard it. The lost history. The truth. Some denied it. Others wept. Few rebelled. Zara became a name whispered in secret halls. Zara the Awakened. But the Order had marked her. Weeks later, on the edge of the barren stars, the Order caught up. They surrounded the waking sun outgunned, outnumbered. Elias told Zara to flee. He'd draw them off. But she refused. I've been running my whole life, she said. Not anymore. Together they set a trap, rerouting the ship's core into an overcharged EMP. As the Order's ships docked, the blast paralyzed their systems. Elias and Zara boarded the lead vessel. She faced their commander, a human named Varric Stone. Cold. Precise. The kind of man who saw genetics as tools. You should have stayed broken, he sneered. Zara stepped forward. You broke us once. You won't again. She activated her internal pulse. A weapon only she possessed. An evolutionary glitch that gave her control over nearby machines. Stone's bodyguards froze. Systems shut down. Elias shot Varric through the knee. That day, the genetic resistance was born. Elias became her ally, her shield, her friend. Zara became their beacon.